Well, we have to do the newspapers. I want to say good morning to my boss, former boss, Nana Jimfi Kese. You're the managing director for Road Safety Management Services Limited. Actually, the general manager, the acting general manager. I wish you all the best. I know currently you're in Kumasi, Ashanti Regional Capital, and one of your main concerns is about how we're wearing only the shield and not adding the face masks. And it's important that we adhere to the right sort of protocol. Thank you for drawing our attention. And
you know, it's interesting he mentions it because it looks like it's become like a lifestyle, like, you know, like a fashion, like a statement. People feel that it's
become very stylish. Yeah.
Fashionable to wear the shield, and we've forgotten the essence of it. Yeah. Yeah. We have to be reminded.
Because essentially, you cannot do it halfway, right? You have to do it appropriately.
But listen, I don't know the essence of it if you're really indoors.
Yeah, that's also another difficulty. Or you're not milling in a crowd, or you're not with anybody at all. Yeah.
I think people are also trying to run away from the mask as it is and go to the shield because sometimes it is difficult to breathe.
Yeah, like right now, you know, if you have to talk for a long time, it's quite difficult.
I think that's why I'm comfortable with this. You have done well because you go with the fabric. I tried it at the very beginning, but I realized that it becomes really difficult if you have to wear it for a long time. So I like what I'm wearing, and it makes it. I think it's a bit easier to breathe in.
This one is good. Only it's expensive now, so
yes,
and I can't afford it.
And
so
I have to typically, because of the makeup and everything, I have to change it
almost twice a day, I think.
Exactly.
Because it means that if you're going for another recording or something of the sort,
then
or
I can use it.
Or a meeting.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we will survive it. This is how we do it. And it's this is 20th of July already, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Time flies, right? And coronavirus is making it more difficult for things to go on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good morning, by the way. Good weekend?
What's okay? You can say.
Yeah,
events here and there, you know. Life is still going on despite all these. You have to either go do your stuff, go do schooling, or go to an event for somebody, a family activity or work, you know. So.
You know, we have to talk about ways and means. You know, before, like, you do things to survive on the side and not just rely on the salary. But with coronavirus, like, things are becoming just one way.
Yeah, sure, sure. You're very much restricted, you say.
Yeah. So, Roland, me and you, we have to be sharing some ideas so that our viewers, if you've got ideas as well, ways and means, so we can survive other than just rely on the monthly salary, because it's becoming tough, man.
I agree. Okay, so we have to start. Today we don't have Gifty joining us, so we'll do it. Lone Rangers.
All right, so it's a heavy daily graphic today. Front page of the paper, PPP elects national executive. There's Nano Forio Wusu, the national chairman of the PPP. COVID-19 testing enhanced, logistics procured, according to Information Minister. Well, last week, on Friday, there was an extensive report in the Daily Graphic from our friend and colleague, Moses Aklobato from the Western region, telling us about how samples have been collected for about 3 months and they haven't gotten the results. Some of the samples have gone bad. It's interesting the updates that we're getting from the briefing yesterday. We'll get into some details. WASSCE begins today after months of uncertainty and apprehension arising out of the coronavirus disease pandemic. The 2020 West African Senior School Certificate Examination kicks off. Today continues on page 3. It says, but this is Ghanaian candidates only. So in all, 375,737 candidates from 976 schools will be writing the examination at 796 centers throughout the country. Out of the figure, about 188,163 are females, while the remaining 187,573 are males. They've got further breakdown with this story. And then, of course, the president wishing the WASSCE candidates well, also in the paper. Back on the front page, Electoral Commission 2020 voter registration exercise movement plan. Phase 4 of it is also in the inside pages today. Local government ministry Zoom line disinfect 1,000 markets nationwide. And this is a very important exercise because of the coronavirus. And I like the fact that they're not just doing it once, they continue to do it. So we will be telling you what they're up to today. We've got Maxwell Agbagba, who's been following the Zoom Lion team to give us updates on this. This is when you know that an exercise like this is going on, it gives you confidence, so you can go out and do the things that you have to do.
But observe the protocols. The
protocols, absolutely. We are not saying because they've been disinfected, go out and not wear the mask or don't frequently wash your hands.
And I have to say, it's a good thing that we had. Can you imagine that this was ongoing in terms of the infection rate, and we didn't have the capacity locally to be able to do this?
Yeah.
And it's good that Zoom Lion has been able to come in handy and help with this, because you see, look, now we're living it. And first, it used to be far away, but individually we're experienced, and I could either be a friend or somebody you know, and we're in difficult times.
Oh, it's closer. It's really close. Listen, and I guess if we, maybe Derek Akosama, our producer, can help us. A friend raised the issue of if you've recorded an incident at home, if you've had a corona positive case at home and the person has recovered, do you have to disinfect the entire house? Can we put a call through? Let's find out from Zoom Lion, so that we can.
I think we can.
It's one of the things that I want to clear up this week.
I think we can.
But let's look at the back page. Let's do the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper whilst we try and clarify that little situation. If you've had some cases in your household, do you have to disinfect the house after a person has recovered from COVID-19? On the back page of the Daily Graphic, cylinder circulation pilot extended to Yendi, and then armed gang robs traders in Wa. That's a tragic one. It says 6 masked armed robbers have attacked traders who were returning to Wa from the Dairo Kura market near Goni in the Wa East district of the Upper East region, robbing them of cash and other valuables last Thursday. Robbers wielding AK-47 assault rifles and locally manufactured pistols barricaded the road to stop the vehicle around 5 p.m. and robbed their victims of all their valuables. During the incidents, one of the travelers, a 22-year-old student, Isahaku Abudi, was shot 3 times in the foot and is currently on admission at the Wa Municipal Hospital. The robbers also took away a shotgun belonging to one of the travelers, Abu Abubakar, who had a permit covering the weapon. That's a tragic one. There's a lot more to the story on the back page of the paper. If you can, grab the paper and read it fully. On to the Finder newspaper now, front page of the Finder. Receiver to pay 151.8 million Ghana cedis to 5,637 ex-staff of collapsed microfinance savings and loans companies. Well, there have been assurances that staff of the microfinance and savings companies that went down will be paid. The receiver is making some commitments. Details on page 2, the Finder newspaper. COVID-19 active cases declining according to the Ghana Health Service. Oforiatta must reconcile government IMF economic data, according to former Finance Minister Seth Terkper. President wishes senior high school finalists good luck as WASSCE begins today. EC registers over 7.2 million eligible applicants in 16 days. Let's do the Ghanaian Times. That's also very heavy today.
Yeah.
I guess it's because of the Electoral Commission movement plan,
yes.
The front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, NLA warns public against social media lotto fraudsters. WASSCE begins today 313,837 senior high school student write final exams. 90 former workers drag Coca-Cola to Labour Commission. President resumes work at Jubilee House today after 2 weeks self-isolation. Second phase nationwide disinfection fumigation exercise begins. That's the exercise that we've been telling you about. Also reported in the Daily Graphic newspaper. Why Supreme Court dismiss suit against Ghana USA defense agreements. Well, the paper is reporting on it in the Ghanaian Times newspaper, with a picture of the Defense Minister, Dominic Niti, who throws out case against GRA. Farmer commits suicide after killing his wife. That's also a story on page 3. It says the Mile 5 cottage community in the Takwa Nswaye municipality of the Western region is in a double agony as Eric Ahin, a 28-year-old cocoa farmer, commits suicide after allegedly killing his wife in June after shooting Regina Effie Inkom, 25, over divorce issues. Then Swayam police launched a manhunt for Ahin, but later a search party discovered that he had committed suicide in the nearby forests. The Ghanaian Times has got details of this unfortunate story in the paper. You can grab it. And then, of course, if you want to follow the Electoral Commission's movement plan, particularly if you have not registered, you might want to do so. The Daily Graphic and the Ghanaian Times have the plan. EC sacks 2 officials for alleged illegal registration in private house. That's something that started brewing from towards the end of the week last week. NLA warns public against social media lotto fraudsters. Details of that story also in the inside pages of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. So let me do the last one before Roland comes in. My last paper is the Daily Statesman. Front page of the Statesman: COVID-19 active cases drop as Akufo-Addo resumes out-home engagements after 14-day isolation. Finance Minister presents mid-year budget review Thursday. NLA cautions public against lotto fraudsters. President sends best wishes to 313,837 WASSCE candidates. Basically, what's on the front page, and on the back, some sports. But of course, we'll leave it to Benedict when he comes to give you all those updates in sports, Roland.
Well, so let's quickly go to the Daily Guide. Has on the front page, NDC Days rejects Interpol red alert on fugitive Adam Mahama. Up there, we have that phase 2 nationwide disinfection underway, and then Lotto fraudsters on rampage, we're told. But on the side, they tell you about how the Electoral Commission phase 4 pullout, and it's out there. And then it says 48 pages. So, so they've added 48 more pages to the Daily Guide. I'm sure that's why we have the leading dailies in Ghana, the Daily Graphic, and then the Ghanaian Times, all bulky this morning. Active COVID-19 cases dropping. Nana resumes today after quarantine. On the back page is all sports. It says 30 players were quarantined. That is a make that 30 foreign-based Ghanaian players have been quarantined at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence at Pram Pram. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it also includes many of them who travel from Ethiopia. You know, a number of them were stranded as well, so you may know. A number of things. He says Nyantechi was doing something right, according to Asamajan. Yeah, so, and then we have a number of stories as well. Oh, okay, all in the Daily Guide. Now, let's go to the Dispatch. Dispatch has on the front page, Rawlings will fail probity test, former associates. I have a side picture of former President Jerry John Rawlings, who currently looks like one of those Moses characters or Noah in those movies that they show us every Christmas and Easter. Yeah, so he's the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. And then we have, yeah, okay. EC registered 48.5% projected voters. Were told that is now around just in excess of 7.2 million people registered new. So that's 16 days. This number is for 16 days, all right? Enforcement of sanitation and COVID bylaws, they're beginning today. And the custodian is next, managed by my good friend, Awudu Mahama. Good morning to you, Awudu. The custodian says, I wish you Godspeed in your examinations, Akufo-Addo to WASSCE candidates. And you know, there's a certain controversy because he stated 313,000 in excess students going to write WAEC, and now we're getting 375,000. So it's gotten many, especially Bright Simmons, who had to make some Twitter post on this subject, but we'll see how it goes. We'll try and speak to the Ghana Education Service and see whether we'll get some headway.
But the figures, if you look at what has been reported in terms of the numbers, it's the same.
Okay, in terms of what numbers?
The 313,800 and something.
It's all the same. But in the graphic, you read 375,000 going to write the WAEC.
Did I? Okay,
Yeah.
let me cross-check that.
You did.
So what's the figure? What's the figure?
I think I want to go with the president because the president is the chief executive of the land. Go to the page, you will get to find. And on the statement, the statement is written 313,000. The president also puts out a post and says it's 313,000.
And then this is 375,737.
So,
and this
so
is
the questions have been
313,000. Okay.
And the questions have been, well, you know, we're supposed to get enrollment up, and so the first batch going to write free SHS or going to write the WASSCE from free SHS should have.
Oh, we need some clarification. Is it 313 or is 375,000?
Yeah, because then if it's 313,000, then what's the argument then about? Look, it's going to increase
even the excess is also significantly different. This is 837 and this is 737. So something we have to consolidate the numbers.
Okay. See how it goes.
No.
Well,
we won't see how it goes. We will have to fix this.
We'll fix it. Yesterday I gave a message to Cassandra. Never responded yet, so
Cassandra, respond though.
I'm sure we're trying to figure out how we can respond.
What's the figure? What's the figure?
She's one of the top 10 female PR practitioners in Ghana. Did you know that? Oh,
yes.
You know that? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Because I'm a member of the association. I'm not a paid up,
No, it's cool. IPR is always.
I'm an affiliate member of the institute, so yes, I know. But they have to clarify this. I mean, we need a fixed number. We can't have different numbers.
So what's your pick?
Oh, there was a story I was looking at. I mean, you just confused me.
Sorry, I took your gun,
with the number, but we will go to myjoyonline.com. Let's start with you. If there's any story of interest there.
I wanted to talk about there was a news briefing by the Minister for Information, Kujo Ponkrumah, and I thought it's given us headway as to where we are currently by way of our COVID-19 cases. And if you take a look at it, we should have something good to report on. The reality is that we're having to live with this. We're going to live with this for a long time. Our current active cases by today, if you go to the site, it's 4,270. So that, we've been hovering around this 4,000, 5,000, 3,000. Yeah. So the new cases are 600. Maybe that's just the previous one was lower. But look, I think what we should be happy about is that we've been able to manage the fatalities compared to the other countries. So, and that is what we need to keep at. And we can only do that if we complement the work that is being done by the national COVID-19 team. The only problem I have is that when you go to the reasons why we're told it's recoveries and discharges, they say they don't want to test multiple times that they used to before. They used to do before your discharge, or confirm that you're recovered. But when it's public officials, we're told that there's a confirmation.
Be specific, because this morning you mentioned it in the news. I was listening to you. Yeah. The senior minister did another test to turn negative, and that's what was announced yesterday. And then we have even Carlos Ahinkra, when he did that, he issued a formal statement that's given us the indication that the work confirmation tests that were undertaken for him. So I'm asking if, an ordinary Ghanaian somewhere in Ashaiman, for example, will have to be discharged without having maybe multiple confirmation tests undertaken, then we need the public officials to be in tune with the way they act and the regimes that they go through. Absolutely.
With the people. Because for me, I think it smacks of double standards for me. And I feel that, you can say that the public officials if they don't go through the confirmation test, because I've had some interaction with some political actors who told me because they're public officials and they are prone and their status is prone to be misconstrued. Then, then they have to, so that propaganda doesn't set in. But I think that, I was told that, but that's not the official position of that.
No, but I like the explanation.
But I think that we need to be told why they go through multiple tests before they are let loose
and for the
back
rest
into
of us.
society. And for the rest of the people, we have to...
Unless you want to take as in your own initiative to go and privately do it, which is
expensive.
Which is way more.
I
agree with you.
I'm saying this because we're living the actions day by day in terms of infection, going through testing regimes, and then being asked to be discharged. So we know what the processes are for the public. And if officialdom is part of the public, then we should also be seen...
It should be the same. Yeah, after all, when we changed it, we cited the World Health Organization changing the protocols. So why should a public official...
I know that we always need leadership, the elite in our society,
Roland,
the rulership, etc.
Yeah, but they're not different from us.
But equity should exist somewhere, I think.
I don't think you should even refine what you're saying. We're supposed to be the same.
If the protocols, diplomatic about it.
No, you shouldn't be. If they say we should all wear masks, it doesn't matter if you're a public official or not. We should all wear masks. If WHO has reviewed the protocols and we are taking it from what they have done, then it should be the same for the people. That's the only way. We're speaking one language. But if you do one thing for the rest of us and you do another thing for, then you're telling us some people are, more important. You have to be more setting about their circumstance than the rest of us. As if we don't have families. We don't live with other people. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is something that we need to follow up on. If you're not doing the double negative test like you used to do before you say somebody is recovered, then don't do it even if it's a public official, because we're all the same people. We're all Ghanaians.
I'm saying that they can do it, but they shouldn't tell us that they've had confirmation tests for negative. No, because
they shouldn't tell us.
As a communication person, I would advise a government official to say, look, don't put this out in a statement. Listen, I think it makes a lot of sense.
No, now that they've told us, we know what they're doing, so we can question them. That's it. So this is certainly something that, if we can, we will try and get some answers. You're not doing it for the rest of us, but you're telling us, senior minister, for instance, he's done the test and he's negative. But for everybody else, you are just discharged after you go through the 14 days and then you're discharged. That's why we have the recovery / discharge. Why can't we have that for everybody else if we're all the same?
Yeah,
that's just what we are saying.
I know.
Let's do myjoyonline.com with the rest of the time that we have, Roland. I feel you on this one. Yeah.
Well, so we have to go to myjoyonline.com, and if you go there, you have, as our main story, final year student of Methodist Girls Senior High School dies after falling ill on campus.
Yeah, this is a sad one. Actually, I listened to the father of the girl. I think he said meningitis or something like that, but she had complained of headache previously. Really, really sad.
Okay. Other stories, don't be intimidated by military. Go and register. Mahama to Volta region resident. Ekufuado to resume work on Monday, July 20 after 14 days in isolation. 607 new COVID-19 cases. And then 3 more deaths as Ghana's case count climbs to 27,000. I did a post and somebody said I should be talking about only the current active cases, which I agree. Yeah, but
I was just going to say, I have issues with people who tend to tell you what you should do when you do your private posts. Why don't you also post your own?
Oh, me, I was just posting. There was no mystery.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If somebody feels that you should do something else, why don't they also do it?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, after all, it's your own personal site. You see, that's why I don't do a lot of Facebook. Otherwise.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know what they call it hunting. Interior Minister is dismissing claims of secret recruitment into security forces. He says it doesn't exist. If anything at all, it will be made public, so you'll get to know. So all those claims, it is never true.
But I think
Western North region records first COVID-19 death, and then we have government considering bonds to clear National Health Insurance Authority's debt owed suppliers. Meanwhile, we've had the CEO of the Ghana Bankers Association, Daniel Ato Kwamena Mensah, passing on.
I was just going with the recruitment. I was just going to say that, you know, as soon as they hear or they see that something like that is out there, they have to come and clarify.
So that's what the Interior Minister.
They have to come as quickly as possible. People are taking advantage of others and using all sorts of means. I mean, I heard Omahine Kwabena say, you know, because he was off work for a while, he wasn't well, and apparently somebody was using him to take monies from people.
To scam people.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, and oh, Charlie, I don't know. We all have to be really careful. We all don't have enough money right now. We're all trying to survive. People are trying to be smart. So please don't let somebody outsmart you. Just open your eyes and be careful.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's what it is with the review, Roland Walker.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have Benedict also with the latest sports headlines. Manchester United. Charlie. They said that match was not important against Chelsea, so I won't talk about it. I won't talk about
I think
the loss.
I think the memories. But when Manchester, you see, the reason I support Manchester United is not just even because of me. It's because
Benedict also will bring you that latest.
8-year-old who cannot sleep because Manchester United lost to Chelsea.
Yeah, you know, the thing is that when you buy children paraphernalia, let me use that big word. You buy jerseys and things for them of the team that you support. That's what happens. So when they wake up, they see red.
That guy,
they see red.
That little man is telling me about Phil Jones.
I know. He knows Phil Jones. Phil Jones left the club before he got old.
Yeah, but he read about it because of the defeats. So it's bringing back memories, even for an 8-year-old. Listen, yeah, but still, United forever. Stay with us.
You have no choice to be forever. Sports forever.
You have mouth right now if you are lost.